All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 3 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter with Statter. And it looks like we've got some folks coming on in, which is fantastic because that means there's more people to help figure out what we're going to talk about today. Because for the most part, I ain't got a lot to talk about. I got some maps, I got some meat, I got some tamua. But other than that, I don't got much for nothing. So let's say hi to Terry in Scotland. Hey Terry, I saw that you were playing American Truck Simulator. I'm thinking maybe on Twitch. That means did you get your technologicals back in order so you're able to stream again? And let's see here, Terry saying hello to all my kitties. And I gotta tell you, I don't actually know where the kitties are right now. E-Music in the house, Bacola T here as well. Then we've got Pinnell Writes Things, and we've got Mama Sean on that there YouTube side. Always good to know that we've got both engines thrusting. Let's see here. Did I say hi to E-Music yet? If I did, well, I'm going to say hi again. Hey, E-Music, good to see ya. Alrighty, who else we get here? We've got Pinnell Writes Things subscribed for 48 months in a row. Thank you so much. That means 4 flippin' years. Y'all, 4 years? That's crazy talk. How is this that we're hanging out for so long? The internet and the social medias are a magical, magical place. And let's see here. I need to pay attention to the D in Mad Statter instead of watching Map Statter and waiting for the live. Fair enough, my friend. But you know what, Rick? Sometimes when you go to the Map Statter, that's where I end up, even though I'm not supposed to be there. It has happened before, so, it never hurts to check both. And Terry in Scotland, thank you so much for that 1,000 biddies. That is super kind and sweet of you. Bacola T, exactly. 4 more years. 4 more years. Exactly. And let's see here. Had to go look for our old tiger cat, says Mama Sean. Well, I hope you found your old tiger cat someplace real cozy like. Because that is where kitties deserve to be. Because from what I hear, it's not cozy pretty much anywhere these days. Florida got the snow. And I saw some maps that said Milwaukee was going to... Okay, we're going to talk about all of this after we look at some kitties. Let's look. If I can't find my kitties, at least I know I have a black kitty here. Let's do it. All right, and that is it. Mama Sean, I totally understand. I had a cat, I think he was only 13, maybe he was 14. No, you know what? Maybe he was actually 16. Gosh, I don't remember exactly, but he was in his teens and he was already kind of not doing well. And I remember one night he disappeared and I kind of was kind of freaking out. And anyway, he eventually showed up, but I had every reason to worry about that disappearance because shortly after he showed up, he did pass away. And so I do actually think that he had gone to disappear, But then he heard the franticness in my voice because I was frantic. And he came back out from his hidey hole, but he did eventually. And so sorry to be the bummer about things, but I can totally understand why you would freak out oh my god, where did the kitty go? When they get to be that age, yeah, you definitely start to look in all the hidey holes. So I'm super glad that you found her tucked away someplace cozy because kitties love to be cozy. And E-Music, you go Friday, you go grocery shopping, and Bacola T coming in for real, some extreme weather in the US and around the globe like New Zealand, Sicily, Malta. I don't know nothing about the Sicily, the Malta, or the New Zealand weather, but I do know that now I might have dreamt this, but Darlene and Rick are going to be some of the perfect people to clarify this, as is E-Music. And hey, Darlene, good to see ya. Please tell me I made this up in my brain, but I swear I saw a map online. So I know you can only believe so much of that predicted there might be negative 30, below 30 below, and that's in Fahrenheit in Milwaukee. Did I predicting minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit wind chills this weekend. Okay, so I didn't just dream that. I actually saw that, because I was going to say 43 degrees, negative 43, but then I was like, no, I couldn't possibly have seen that. It must have been negative 34 or something, but okay, so it actually, so you're seeing the wind chill, not the actual temps. Fair enough, Rick, but I don't care. I mean, that is freezing, says a memo from the Department of Redundancy Department. Negative 40 is freezing. Yeah, So, Rick, though, or anyone actually who can answer these questions, when it's like negative 40 with wind chill, what does that actually mean, though? I mean, like, what is the that's not, I know what that means. With the wind chill, it feels like it's this. I guess what I meant is, what is the temperature? So, the high for Friday is going to be negative 5 for the high. Okay. And it means we stay in. Oh, well, yes, for sure. Now, eMusic and everybody else, so, are you, Friday's your grocery day, eMusic, that's cool. Are you sure Friday's, soon enough? I mean, are you, is the storm gonna come in on Saturday, or like, I guess what I'm asking is, do you think you need to go to the store before Friday? Because I feel like you might need to go to the store before Friday, and I'm kind of freaking out for you. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be cold, no doubt. This weekend we're gonna be in the 80s for the Rolex 24. Well, Pussycat, you're pretty stoked. But I did hear that even Florida might be chillier than usual, but I suppose chillier than 80 isn't exactly something to worry about. Whereas it's going to be high of only minus 6 degrees and wind chill minus 40 degrees, says Darlene in the Milwaukee area. So that's just a smidge colder than what Pussycat's gonna have to deal with in Florida. And let's see here. Schools, libraries, daycare centers are all shutting down on Friday for We Are Breaking Records. It's emergency extreme cold closure event. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's when your caregiver comes over on Friday. Right, so you've got to roll with the punches, as it were, on that one. And the wind chill has very little effect on mechanical stuff like your car and water pipes. Okay, that's good to know, Rick. I was wondering about that. Because I was thinking like, wow, how do you, I mean, I guess the question still stands. How do you deal with the negative 5 degrees? I know we already talked about this last time, but, it just seems like how do your pipes not freeze at at those temperatures? I can't even. And ice is predicted in Minnesota. You got me there, Terry. You got me there, Terry. You got me. You got me. All right. That's true. That is true. And Pussycat, yeah, you're worried about your son in North Carolina. The storm is coming his way. Yeah, I've heard that North Carolina, parts of Virginia, it sounds like shock might even be in this path of the storm that's going on. Yeah, it seems like it says that they, I was reading just before the stream that even like Kenny from the Cove is going to get hit. I mean, obviously not with the negative 5 degrees, but they're talking like below freezing for the Austin, Texas area. And for this, I mean, for Austin, below freezing for Austin is a big deal. And Kenny lives a little bit north of Austin, or a lot bit north of Austin. And so he's going to be even chillier. Hopefully everybody's paid their heating bill is all I can say. And yeah, Rick, that's kind of what I'm worried about is, do you have any, like, when it gets that cold, is there any risk of the electricity going out? And then secondary question is, if the electricity goes out, do you have a secondary heat source that is available to you? I know that, like, for me, I do have a little propane heater that is, you are allowed to use them inside. And so I have those, but I don't really know if it would make a dent in -5-degree weather, truth be told. So yeah. And we're supposed to leave the cabinets open, heat on, and if you have ceiling fans, I recommend turning them on to bring the warmer air down lower. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And it didn't matter, or it didn't even go below freezing last week at your house. You're super stoked, Puzzy Cat. And yeah, I think, Puzzy Cat, you and I are probably some of the only folks who aren't facing super extreme temperatures right now. I think today we got to about a 43, 45 degrees here in Seattle, and that's very normal for this time of year. And you just go to bed when the electricity goes out. That sounds exactly like me. And Picola T, oh my, how will you ever survive with an extra blanket or a sweater? Meanwhile, folks on Oahu are suffering with overnight lows in the 60s. Oh my God, the 60s. My, oh my, I'm clutching my pearls. I just don't know how y'all are gonna survive. Get yourself a sweater. And yeah, exactly. So Terry in Scotland says 45 where he's at, 41 in Seattle. Okay, well, my car thermometer said it was 43, and I figured that was maybe good, maybe not. But as it turns out, I forgot what I was going to say. So there you go. I got a text and I read it, and now completely what I was going to say went out my brain. So you do your groceries on Thursday. On Friday, you'll be watching Photo Luke Hawaii. Photo Luke has a show later tonight, right? I'm counting on it because I'm hoping on hanging out at home and watching that show. So Photo Luke still has a Wednesday night show, right? Oh, and speaking of Wednesday night shows, I know that Puzzy Cat asked last stream on the very last second, like, so what happened last Wednesday? Why weren't you here? Okay, that's not exactly what he asked, but that was kind of what he asked. And to answer that question, I was making lumpia. One of my friends and I, we'd been talking about making lumpia, and at the last minute, her son, who is the master of mixing, she has a different recipe for lumpia than I do. And so her son, who's the master mixer of her lumpia filling, was at the last minute able to make the lumpia filling. And so suddenly she's like, hey, we can make lumpia today. And she's on Wednesday, she said this. And so I was like, but we've been trying to coordinate our schedule for a few weeks at this point. So it was like, oh, well, might as well grab it while you can, or while we can. And so we made probably about, 120 lumpia rolls of 2 different varieties. And so I hope you can forgive me for last minute just not showing up, but it was for reasons of making food. And I figure that coordinates with our themes. So forgive me, but I had to make some lumpia. And let's see here. Also Mama Sean bragging. Yep, only hitting the low 60s here for our high. Yep, that's a nice little temperature spread you got going. And let's see here, 10 p.m. where Pinnell is. And let's see here, it looks like Darlene's letting Mama Sean know about some things and stuff. And wait, hold on, did Mitchie Mama come in? Well, Mitchie Mama, how'd I miss you? Hey, Mitchie Mama, good to see you. And Picola T asking Mitchie Mama, are you using double futons these chilly nights? What does that mean? What does double futon mean? Does double futon mean futon on top of futon? And wouldn't you always just want a futon on top of futon? Then it'd be more comfy. Or do you mean a futon and then another futon on top, so you're heavy and you're all dead underneath the the warm futon? I mean, you're alive and keeping warm under the futon. Oh, it just means extra blankets. Oh. Well, that's not nearly as fun. All right, then. I don't know how many blankets all y'all sleep with, but even in my 68-degree house, I sleep with a top sheet, a down comforter, a woven wool acrylic wool Afghan, and then a super huge fluffy UGG comforter. And one of my friends gave me the UGG comforter from a really rich family that he was packing their stuff up, and they didn't want to keep it anymore. And so he gave it to me, and then I looked it up, and it's like a $200 comforter. So this comforter, if you guys can afford it, UGG has some really, the boots, UGG boots? Well, they actually also have a comforter. They have blankets and stuff, and they're really awesome. They're really expensive, but if you can, I don't know, find one somehow, and they're cozy. And Puzzycat, a heating pad as well. There you go. And Mitchie Mama, you ease lurking. You're lurking. And oh my gosh, Mitchie Mama, she is so strong-willed. No, Piccola T, a cloth blanket with flannel on the other side. That's all I need for my 60-degree weather. Says her, who comes from hot weather. Meanwhile, I'm sleeping in 60-degree house, and I've got 4 different layers of blankets on, and it's 40 degrees outside. I don't really understand how Mitchie Mama has such a strong will to sleep in such sheer bedding, but my, she has got strength and fortitude. And let's see here. I like to back my quilts with flannel to make them cozy. Yeah, that makes total sense. And Terry in Scotland has your electric blanket. Honestly, you guys, electric blankets kind of freak me out. And Mr. and Mrs. Aloha, good to see you. Worries about the backyard wild birds. Yes. And Piccola T, that's exactly it. I'm picturing the Princess and the Pea with multiple mattresses, which to me sounds just like a wonderful sleeping arrangement. And okay, it's 70 to 76 right now, Puzzycat. Yeah, that's super good, super good. And Mr. and Mrs. Aloha, yeah, I don't know. I don't have any idea. I really don't understand how the birds keep warm during all of this. And Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday, the poor monks at Walk for Peace. I haven't really been following that, although it's been coming up on my Facebook feed. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is? I didn't know that I didn't realize it was an actual event. So are the Buddhist monks walking on the where is this walk taking place, I guess? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I just want to be clear, I don't know what I'm talking about either, but and if that's not a t-shirt, I don't know what is. But I've seen on my Facebook feed, there's clearly some sort of organization of monks that are on a walk, a march. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is, but it seems to be something that's happening right now. I'm not sure where these Buddhist monks have come from. They might have come from Plum Village up in Vermont. It's a Buddhist retreat area that is run by and founded by and run by Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a Buddhist monk from, I can't remember what country. I want to say Cambodia, but I also am making that up. And so Terry in Scotland coming in they are started in Texas and they're walking to Washington, D.C., I think. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, yeah, they are definitely... The late Thich Nhat Hanh was from Vietnam. Thank you so much. And honestly, Piccola T, I couldn't remember if Thich Nhat Hanh had passed. In the voice in the back of my head said he is no longer. But I really loved Thich Nhat Hanh. I mean, actually, I follow his works more than, say, the Dalai Lama. I'm not dissing the Dalai Lama by any stretch. But Thich Nhat Hanh, to me, I have a more personal connection to Buddhism through the works of Thich Nhat Hanh than the Dalai Lama. is all I'm trying to say. And so I didn't want him to be dead, but I kind of thought he was. But Vietnam, there you go. And let's see here. And yes, Puzzy Cat, I'm sorry you're not 100% yet, but I'm super stoked that you're feeling better enough to... I noticed that you're kind of commenting a little bit more than you were a few weeks ago. So to me, that seems like you're maybe a little bit more energy to type some words. So very happy to know that you're getting baby steps better. And yes, it's a walk for peace. I definitely knew that. Darlene, I just didn't know exactly where the walk was happening. And yeah, they're going to be getting hit with that storm no matter what route they take. They sound like they're going to be hitting that, or that storm is going to be hitting them. And so 2,300 miles October to February. Oh, wow. Okay. So does anybody know where they happen to be roughly on today, in this week, I guess? And Pacola T saw both Thich Nhat Hanh and Dalai Lama when we lived in DC. Thich Nhat Hanh was very droning for several hours and it was hard to stay alert. Dalai Lama was really funny and kept you smiling. Oh, right on. Yeah, I've never obviously had audience with either of them, nor have I ever experienced either of them speaking in real life. I'm just talking via books. But I can see how they have very different personalities. I definitely can see how one would be one and the other would be, the other would be the other. Because the Dalai Lama is known for his humor, absolutely. And so Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday said that Fort Worth, Texas is where they started, and Washington, D.C. is where they're ending. And they started in October, and they're hoping to, end in February. Pardon me. And so, let's see here. Terry in Scotland, as of January 22nd, the Buddhist monks on their 2,300-mile walk for peace are in North Carolina, continuing their journey from Fort Worth, Texas, toward Washington. They recently passed through the Piedmont Triad region, including High Point and Greensboro, and now are traveling further north within the state. The group is expected to continue through North Carolina before moving into Virginia and eventually reaching Washington, D.C. by mid-February 2026. And so yeah, they are right in the storm of the path. That's not how those words go. Yes, they are right in the path of the storm. That's how those words go. So yeah, I hope that they are able to not have to walk during the height of the storm. I hope they have a cozy place to stay. I hope somebody gives them coziness. And Mitchie Mama says, yeah, they're in one of the Carolinas. Got it, yeah. And Puzzycat, what continent is this on? The Buddhist, the Buddhist walk is here in the United States, because we actually do have Buddhists here. And so many t-shirts to be printed with Madstetter jarred words. That's exactly it. And generally speaking, you can tell that they're Buddhist monks because they're dressed in saffron type robes. And I realize that that's insulting to most of your intelligences. Most of you probably already knew that. But on the off chance you didn't know that, that's how you can identify a Buddhist monk, is the saffron colored robes. And I don't know where the Buddhist Center is, but we actually have a Buddhist Center here in the West Seattle Burien area, because I see monks in their saffron robes all the time, everywhere, doing all the things. And when I say all the time, everywhere, doing all the things, I mean in the grocery store, buying their groceries in their saffron robes. At the post office, mailing their ballots in their saffron robes. In fact, I lived next door. Yeah, also the shaved heads are a big clue. Yes, exactly. I lived next door to a house that was full of, I think it was housing for some of the Buddhist monks, and they were doing repairs on the siding and the roof and the gutters and everything. And so there was, I kid you not, it was not the vision you expect from monks. There was 3 different saffron robed dudes rappelling off the roof of of the building. They had tool belts around their waists, and they're all repairing the stuff and painting the stuff. So basically, it was just a bunch of like construction workers, tool belts, the whole nine. They were doing construction, but they were in their saffron robes, hanging off the roof in rappelling gear and ropes. It was not the way I ever expected to see a Buddhist monk behave. I'm not suggesting that it's inappropriate for a Buddhist monk to behave that way, but quite honestly, when was the last time you saw a bunch of dudes in saffron robes hanging off of a roof doing home repairs? I've only seen it once in my life. And let's see here. Venerable Bhikkhu Panakara, the spiritual leader, is walking barefoot and leading the group. Oh, barefoot boy. Honey, oh, he better not be walking in the cold. And leading, which includes 18 monks and their companion dog, Aloka, who recently recovered from a leg injury and rejoined the march. The monks are documenting their journey on social media and maintain a live tracking map for public updates. Oh, cool. I'm going to have to follow that then. And I absolutely agree, Darlene. I really hope that wherever they are now, that the community opens a place for them to stay and not out in the bad weather. I totally agree. And let's see here. Key details. Current location, North Carolina, moving northward. And then they're going to be hitting Virginia. And let's see here. Tracking available via the official Walk for Peace Facebook page and interactive maps on news websites like Fast Company and WXII 12. Okay. And Aloka stole the show. Really? I see. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to go check out their Facebook page because it's been coming up. And Pecola Tea, no hard hats with their robes. Actually, you know what? They might have, but I just don't remember. I was more in awe of the tool belts and the rappelling than I was their hard hat. They might have had hard hats on, for all I know. But seriously, dude, when does your brain ever think Buddhist monk, saffron robe, and a tool belt with hammers and drills? That's just not part of the outfit, right? And let's see here. The Dalai Lama was grinning ear to ear that a watch strap exactly matched his Crimson Road at Berks. He even got his bodyguard smiling. Yep, there you go. There you go. And the community, says Darlene, the people have been very supportive and kind to the monks so far. That is good. And their dog Aloka was walking with them. I think it needed knee surgery. Possibly. But it sounds like he got the surgery and so now he's back. And you know, Pussycat, honestly, I don't know if it would be against their... I really don't know how Buddhism feels about a monk hunk calendar. But I would buy it. I think it's an awesome idea. A monk hunk of the month. I mean, come on. For real, that might actually be a thing. A good... I would buy it. I would buy it. Aloka has his own page. Oh, awesome. I'll have to check it out. And oh, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Fred, you're right. Interactive maps. Okay, hold on. I need to just calm myself for a sec. Interactive maps. All right. Interactive maps. Do you guys know me? It seems as though you might be familiar with my fetishes. Monk hunks and interactive maps. Oh, good. They've been giving heat packs. Honestly, though, I don't... Okay, here we go. You saw some people give them socks and hats in one area where it was a bit cold. Yeah, for real. That's actually what I'm worried about. It's their little feetsies. I mean, it's cold. They need some socks for their feetsies. I feel like I should send them some of my fancy knee-high socks. Because, oh, feetsies. My own feet are getting cold thinking about their feet. And let's see here. The pilgrimage was organized by a group of 19 monks from the Vietnamese Buddhist tradition, affiliated with the Hung Dao Temple in Fort Worth, inspired by the teachings of Gautama Buddha. The Walk for Peace aims to raise awareness of peace, loving kindness, and compassion across America and the world. There you go. There you go. I still think a monk hunk of the month is a good idea. And I'll tell you what, the monks that are taking this walk, they definitely are going to have legs for days. And so look at them strong calves. Look at those flexible knees. There could be some really good shots there. They can wear shoes, personal choice. Well, I'm glad to hear that, but still, for those who choose not to, I'm still worried about their feet. I mean, it's cold. I don't need to explain to you what -5 degrees feels like on the feet, because, well, frankly, I don't know how it feels, because I wear shoes when it's -5. That's not true. I've never felt -5 to begin with. If it's 20 degrees out, though, I wear shoes, and even though socks are a burden to my feet, at 20 degrees, I wear socks too. In fact, I might wear 2 pairs of socks at 20 degrees or -5. And others wear socks. Others just tape up the sores on their bare feet. Well, you know, the Buddhists do say that life is suffering. And so, boy howdy, have they decided to show their feet all about life. And let's see here. Oh no, Pussycat, I don't mean to hurt you. I'm so sorry. And yeah, so they are literally taping their feet up. Wow, that's just so cold sounding. I really hope that they choose to wear socks at some point. That's all I gotta say. I hope that they wear socks. So, yes, woolly socks are the best. P Draggy. I don't know if we've seen you before. I feel like we have, and I apologize if I'm not remembering who you are, but but very good to see you here. And yes, fuzzy socks are the best. I have a good pair of fuzzy wool socks that my cousin made for me. My cousin has a sock making machine. It's a machine that makes socks. I don't know how else to describe it, because I don't really know how to describe it. And she let me choose wow, words are very hard. She let me choose the ball of wool, the skein of wool. She let me choose my wool. And so my wool it's orange and it's pink and it's yellow and it's got some green in it. They're very colorful socks. And one of them was missing for like a year or so, but just the other day, I found my matching sock. And so after our Lono listening break, I might show you my fancy fuzzy socks. It's a Sock-O-Matic machine. Yes, exactly. I do wear invisible socks on my naked sock puppets. That's true. That's true. Bob, I think, and what was it? I don't remember what her name was. So Bob and Linda. It's not Bob either. What did I call this guy? I remember that this was the boy, though, because that's the penis. That's what I remember. I don't remember what the boy's name was. I don't remember what the girl's name was or the boy's name. But this is the boy one, because that's his penis. Pussycat, you know what I did the other day? And I laughed at myself because I never, ever in my life have done this before and always thought it was weird. I went outside, but it was cold, so I had my socks on, but my shoes were all far away, so I put my flip-flops on with my socks. I wore socks with flip-flops. And people who wear socks with flip-flops kind of really bug me, but I did it. I did it the other night to take my garbage can out to the curb. Yep, that's what I did. And I'm kind of ignoring this horrible thing that you wrote, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday, because it's a horrible thing. One of the monks was hit by a vehicle in Houston and had to have his leg amputated. He visits in a wheelchair sometimes to show continued support. That is awesome, but I really want to know the context of how the flying fork do you hit someone in a group of 19 people wearing saffron robes? I mean, they couldn't be more visible. I've seen pictures of them walking down the street. How did you not see them? How did you not see them? How can you hit somebody in bright yellow orange? Are you colorblind, clearly? Do you see are you just blind? What on earth was the context in which a vehicle actually hit one of 19 human beings dressed in bright orange? They choose bright orange as a high visibility color for a reason for people working on the streets. And I am going to guess that these monks were not walking in the street. They were probably walking on the side of the road or maybe a sidewalk. How the flying fork do you manage whatever? Yeah, exactly. Of course, someone always spoils the fun. The girl puppet is always right. I'll let myself out the door now. And let's see here. They have support vehicle with them. Good. For medical and nutritional support. Excellent. And yes, several have tape on their feet. One of their first tasks when they stop for the night. Right. That does make sense. And let's see here. Oh, wearing flip-flops with socks. That's Florida style. There you have it. And you bought Rick's and used some alpaca spun socks for part of our Christmas gift. They're so soft and warm, and your feet don't sweat, and there's good air circulation. Love them. Yeah, that is the super good thing about real wool is it is breathable, and it wicks the moisture away, so your feet don't get all swampy and hot and sweaty. That's why I like the socks that my cousin made for me on her Sock-O-Matic. I don't know if it's called a Sock-O-Matic, but I like that. The Rock'em Sock-O-Matic. The Rock'em Sock'em Sock-O-Matics. And they hit the pilot car. Okay, but agree. Massive police escort now. Monk has forgiven driver. Of course, the monk's forgiven the driver. Actually hit 2 monks, but the other was okay. Oh, and yes, they do walk in the street. Okay, good to know about that, Mama Sean. So I'll forgive the driver a smidge-ish, but still, a pilot car and then 19 people in orange. Yeah, that's really easy to miss. I don't know, they were in my blind spot for like 85 feet. Come on. Okay, so, also says Pocola Tea wool socks don't stink. Totally switching topics back and forth here. Interesting e-music, but you know what? That is so typical, like that right there, that is Buddhism in a nutshell. The monk said the good thing is that his injury brought the walk to the attention of everyone due to the news. Like, that is totally, that doesn't even surprise me that a Buddhist monk would say that. That would not one bit about that strikes me as odd. That is exactly what a Buddhist monk would say. And so pushed the car into the group of monks walking on the shoulder. Got it. Yeah. I still, though, yeah, I don't know. I still feel like I still want to know who the Houston driver was. Was it a young speeding teenager? Was it a blind old grandma? Was it some rando drunk person? Was it, I don't know. Very curious as to who the culprit was. And perhaps it was exactly how the universe was supposed to unfold. So the monk has forgiven him, but geez Louise, man. A Pussycat, probably a drunk. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, actually, because for real, because for real, either they were drunk or what Mama Sean said is, it makes you wonder, did the person do it on purpose? Right. I mean, you better have been drunk. Because sometimes, for real, sometimes it is, as far as I'm concerned, when I see people doing stupid stuff, it's like, I hope you're not sober. Like, if you were drunk or on drugs, you'd at least have a vague excuse for acting all a fool. But if you're sober and you're acting like that, that's a problem, man. You just can't drive or something. And it looks like Andre's in the house. Good to see you, Andre. Let's see here. On the BART, going home now, saw email said, let's drop in and say hi. Yes, totally. Super stoked. Right now, we're talking about the monks that are walking from Texas up to Washington, D.C. And apparently, one of them got hit by a car back in Houston. Or was it Houston? And they lost a leg. And Andre, totally. Yes, Andre. Man, their karma's going to take a big hit when you hit a Buddhist monk. Exactly. Now, the monk apparently has forgiven him, and the monk is saying that it was maybe for good that he got hit because it brought attention to the march, which I guess that's true. Very typical thing for a Buddhist monk to say, you know, always being forgiven. And let's see here. Oh, okay. Goofle says the person or peoples that hit the pilot car that then pushed into the monks that then got hit. Let's see here. Boopadoo says it was a TNT crane and rigging Inc. So you're telling me you're in a big truck that has a view of all over the place because you're higher than everyone, and you didn't see 20 people in orange. Okay. You better be drunk, Mr. Crane Driver. And it wouldn't be Texas, it would be Texas, wouldn't it? Yeah, it apparently was. And Picola T, I'm so glad that you got your cataracts fixed. I am waiting to get my cataract fixed. I don't know how soon it will happen. I don't even know if it's bad enough yet to be done, but the difference between this eye and this eye is the cataract eye, when I am driving is huge. And the problem is, because I'm driving, this is the eye I kind of want to be better. Like, if one of the eyes had to not be good, I would have chosen this one, because it's better. I like to see when I look over my shoulder. Yeah. So there you go. And Darlene bragging about how she got her socks. There's an alpaca farm I visited twice up north, but if I find the card I got with their info, I'll share it with you. I'll look for it. The socks are a bit pricey. Anything alpaca is a bit pricey. The socks are a bit pricey, so worth it. About $22 to $28 a pair, depending on if you're getting knee socks or whatever. There we go. When are you going to get that Icene to? Well, I need to go visit my eye doctor again, and so I guess when I make an appointment at the eye doctor, which will probably be sometime in May or late April, because I probably won't do it we're just now starting, to get busy at the tax season, so I probably will just ignore it until after the tax season. And let's see here. It looks like Goofle says it was just a standard pickup truck. Okay, fine. I'll just still have to hope they're drunk or something. So, and exactly, Darlene, I have a start on cataracts, but not at surgery level. The eye doctor says, yep, that's what they said last time. And let's see here, like the truck driver who left the bed in the air and hit the bridge. Right. Yeah. God, that guy pissed me off. And yes, we do have a Lono listening break. And let's see here, Andre, maybe they hated highway workers. And they, yeah, that's true. And they do wear brighter orange on the highway. And you're going to the doctor tomorrow for your problem, says Puzzy. That's good. That's better than me waiting. And I think alpacas are nicer and they don't spit, but that's a good question, Picola T. All right, you guys. So normally I pick a Lono tune that kind of coincides. If I can, I like to pick a Lono tune that vaguely coincides with what we're talking about today. Today I picked a Lono tune that had nothing to do with what we were talking about today. It was a song about Father Damien Kamiano, and basically I had no idea that we were going to be talking about religious figures today, i.e. monks. Well, Father Damien, who's now a saint, isn't exactly a monk, but he is a religious figure. So as it turns out, the Lono tune today kinda has something to do with what we've just been talking about. That was a coincidence. So let's listen to some Lono. This video was made about 14 years ago. The resolution is super low. So if the video looks kind of blurry on your screen, that's because it is. The video is made by Molokai Matt, I believe. And Molokai Matt, of course, a friend of Lono's from Molokai. He is the one who made the movie Sons of Halava, and he has also made many videos for Lono Music. So I will shut my mouth. I'm going to go find my socks, and you're going to listen and watch some Lono. So let's do it.
They hear you now, they hear you quite clear. Thy will be done, this is your life's work. Beljami Molokai, Kana o Molokai. Ue, ue, ue. Nā mea ho'oko kako, ke akua hoi kai kakako. Pilo panene on the plains of Makanalua. Makalawau, he hala kona wahi ho'omalu o Kamiano. Kana o Molokai. To love and serve, we who lost hope, from Saint Philomena out to Saint Joseph, Our Lady of Seven Sorrows, here on my side. Kana o Molokai.
Yes, that is right. I couldn't remember. Hold on. All right. Yes. Thank you so much, Rick, for pointing out that Molokai Matt is still releasing YouTube videos. His latest is Kala. And I absolutely meant to mention Kala. I just couldn't remember what that video's name was. Kala, I think, is a 20-minute little movie. Very cute movie. I mean, not a cute movie. But it's a very good movie. It's a, I mean, it is kind of cute. It's a good little reconciliation story within 20 minutes. And And yeah, so definitely check out Molokai Matt if you can. His documentaries about Molokai are, I mean, I guess maybe I'm just interested in boring things, but he had a documentary about the water system on Molokai, like how they get water from one point of the island to the other. And honestly, I was kind of enthralled. He made this extremely dull topic enthralling to me, but like I said, maybe I just like boring stuff. And Andre, man, I'm on a BART subway system in the Bay Area. We now got to stop and wait because they have some police action at a station. It's amazing how one person's bad day, even some really simple one, can stop the entire systems, at least in San Francisco to Oakland. And I was doing so well for time. Of course you were. Of course you were. Hopefully they will get that train. Hopefully the train keeps a rolling all night long, sooner rather than later. And let's see here. Pussycat, that is so frustrating that you have to wait until March 23rd. I don't understand. I just don't understand. It's like, when it comes to specialists, if I'm sick enough, hey, C Honda, good to see you. If I'm sick enough that I need a specialist, but the specialist can't see me for 6 flippin' months, like, whoa, am I really that sick? You know, I just like, oh, so I can wait 6 months to deal with this? I'm so sick, I need a specialist, but I am not sick enough that I can wait around to deal with this. I don't know. It just is so frustrating. I'm sorry that you have to wait that long. And, no, exactly. I know there's a ton of other people who are sick too. No, I get it. But at the same time, it just is really frustrating. And I don't need to explain that to you. You obviously know what I'm talking about. And I am super sorry that it was even worse than the last one. Because I remember the last one around Thanksgiving. Yeah, I think you probably thought, if I remember correctly, you thought you were going to die. You were so sick that time. And it was even worse this time. That's just awful. And on that note, I'm amazed and so thankful that you are able to be here, have the energy to be here, and are starting to feel a little bit better enough to be here with us. Now, look away for just 1 second there, Pussycat, because I'm about to talk about food. And, well, actually, I guess you don't have to look away because you were the one that asked. When you guys were asking, or when you asked Pussycat where I was on last Wednesday, I was rolling lumpia. And I'm bragging about my lumpia that I rolled. This is all frozen lumpia because this is some good looking rolling, man. I did some good work. I think my Filipino auntie that taught me how to roll lumpia would be very proud of my rolling. Now, I don't know how many of you roll lumpia or not, or egg rolls or whatever, but for those of you who do, may I present to you my lumpia. That's the edges. That's the edges. There we go. That's the little thing. Yes, this is the size. So, thank you, Picola T. That's exactly, my ego was looking for that. I was very proud of my lumpia. It took me, I hadn't rolled lumpia in so many years that it took me a few tries before I got the strategery right. But eMusic expertly rolled. Fantastic. Oops, I just dropped them on the floor. But they're in plastic. Hold on, you guys. I'm gonna do it. Oh, I did it. I went hunting and I got a kitty. Her name is Ashes. She doesn't want to be here, so I'm gonna let her jump. There we go. So, that's our little visit from Ashes. And Darlene, Rick, I'm still an expert roller at that, but that's not the same type of rolling. Not even close. But C Honda, impressive lumpia. Yes, it is impressive and expertly rolled. I am very appreciative that you guys can appreciate my rolling. And I appear to be an experienced roller. It took me a minute to get it, but I did I did do it. And yes, Andre is right. I started rolling smaller things that you use fire on, and I worked my way up to lumpia. That is true. I'm used to rolling things that then somehow get lost in a series of small fires. Everything I roll usually it just gets lost in a series of small fires. I don't know how to contain these small fires. And Picola T, my lumpia is not the Shanghai style lumpia. For those of you who don't know the difference between Shanghai lumpia and other lumpia, Shanghai lumpia is made with a raw meat mixture. And my friend whose son made her lumpia mix, her style was the Shanghai style. And so she had like pork and ginger and onions or whatever. My style is the style that I grew up with in Bremerton. If you were a kid in elementary school and you had a birthday, if you were white, your parents brought cupcakes or brownies. But if you're Filipino, your parents brought the lumpia. And we always loved it when the Filipino kids had birthdays because the lumpia was always the best thing to get for the birthday. And always in the Bremerton area, the traditional lumpia filling seems to be, and I don't know why or how this got to be, the traditional lumpia filling is ground beef, green onions, maybe some bean sprouts, maybe some cabbage, a little bit of shredded carrot, and then maybe, some of the moms put in peas, some of the moms don't. But basically, it's a ground beef mixture, seasoned with like ginger, garlic, soy sauce, etc. But and then you cook the beef beforehand. So ultimately, the only thing that you really have to worry about cooking is the wrapper. Whereas the Shanghai style, not only do you need to worry about cooking the wrapper, you need to worry about cooking the meat inside. And so any kind of sauce. Well, my friend bought some sweet and Kroger brand sweet and sour sauce. And oddly enough, Kroger brand sweet and sour sauce is kind of tasty. I was really surprised. But the sauce that I brought over is the Hawaiian barbecue sauce that I make. And the Hawaiian barbecue sauce that I make is just 1 part sugar, 1 part ketchup, 1 part soy sauce, 1 part light beer, or, just not heavy beer, water beer, like PBR, garlic and ginger and black pepper to taste. And you melt the sugar down and just mix it all up and let the ginger and the garlic kind of infuse. And so that was a sauce that I brought, but my friend bought the sweet and sour sauce from Kroger. Very, very good, oddly enough. So yeah, that those were the sauces. But I don't know why hamburger, because I feel fairly confident that a traditional filling for lumpia is not hamburger. But in Bremerton and in Kitsap County area, for whatever reason, that's the lumpia standard. And why I say that is there's actually several lumpia stores in Bremerton, lumpia factories, lumpia restaurants, places that you can go to order hundreds of lumpia well, you order the lumpia in bulk, but you can also get lumpia prepared there, like cooked. And generally they'll have a very small menu of foods to eat at the place. Basically, though, it's pretty much most of the lumpia stores are just a tiny little walk-in where you buy your lumpia to go. But you, like I said, you can't eat. And their menus usually are rice, chicken adobo, pork adobo, pancit, and then you've got a couple different styles of lumpia to choose from. You got your pork lumpia, your regular lumpia, which is the beef. You got chicken lumpia, and then you also have the banana lumpia, only I can't remember what the banana lumpia is called. But beef lumpia seems to be if you just say lumpia in Bremerton, it's sort of a given. It's going to be beef filling. And I'm 99% sure that is not a traditional Filipino thing, but it's the Bremerton style lumpia. And see, Honda, you got me. I am familiar with rolling derby. I am. But and Picolati, you can't stop focusing on my ube colored nails. Yeah, I went on Saturday, maybe I'll say Saturday. I went and got my nails did, both my toesies and my fingies. And so yeah, I've got my purple nails, and I even went and bought some purple nail polish. But the purple nail polish that I bought isn't exactly the same color purple as I got done, and I actually like the color that the nail polish place had more than the color I bought. So, oops, I might have to go buy different nail polish. Yeah. And you might be noticing my nails, but did you also notice, you guys, I gave you eyebrows today? I don't always give you eyebrows, but I gave you eyebrows today. And Andre going through a tunnel under the bay, so the signal is bad, so I can text but can't hear the chatter from Statter. So Andre probably did not hear me just say what he wrote, but we saw what he wrote, so there you go. And let's see here. The color you both is going to stay on longer. The color I bought is going to stay on longer, or the color that I got done is going to stay on longer. I think the color that I got done is going to stay on longer because apparently it takes a real skill set to put on nail polish, and I don't have it. I don't have it. And let's see here. Turon, there we go. Thank you. That's what it's called. A sweet dessert version made with sliced bananas, jackfruit, or cheese, wrapped in a thin crepe, sprinkled with brown sugar, and deep fried until golden. Often served with ice cream or pancake syrup. Yes, that is the banana lumpia that I'm referring to. And Mama Sean's telling me I learned raw hamburger with carrot and water chestnuts, garlic, and ginger from a Filipino lady back in the 70s. Yes, and that's when I learned, okay, let me rephrase that. I was introduced to lumpia in the 70s, and that's basically what the lumpia is. But I didn't get taught how to make it until the 80s. And let's see here. Mrs. Loa Friday says it's beautiful, and the eyebrows are just spoiling us for the future. Well, luckily my eyeglasses kind of hide sometimes. But yeah, I've been thinking about, hey Andre, sound came back, good. So this is a question for all the ladies. Have you heard of like, what are they called? Well, basically eyebrow tattoos, only they're called something different now. Eyebrow blading or whatever, the blade, anyway, have any of you gotten your eyebrows tattooed, I guess is what I'm asking. And if so, tell me about the experience, because these are as fake can be drawn in. I basically don't have eyebrows. And microblading, thank you. That's what it's called, microblading. And Picola T says don't. Sounds like you have an experience or you've witnessed an experience. Why not? I'm not arguing. I'm truly gathering information here. Because as covered as I am in tattoos, I don't necessarily feel comfortable with tattooing my face, right? Just tattooing my face is a whole different thing. Especially if it's supposed to help my natural features. In fact, I would be more inclined to like tattoo a teardrop on my face than maybe microblading. And you've heard of that, says Darlene, but no, I don't intend on getting that. And eMusic, I've heard of it. My sister got it done. She's not very happy with hers, but it looks good. Of getting that needles by my eyes. Actually, Darlene, not that this is going to make you feel any better, but I don't think it's done with needles. I think it's done with blades, which, like I said, probably not going to make you feel any better. But I'm not sure it's done with needles when it's the microblading. And Mitchie Mama, I'm afraid to have them done. Brows go out of style. I can definitely appreciate that logic, but the reality is, I always draw my eyebrows the exact same way, and I have forever. And right now, eyebrows are, having eyebrows like Brooke Shields did in the 80s seems to be the thing. And Lord Almighty, I would never get tattoos eyebrowed hung like that. Oh my God. I mean, they look like fuzzy caterpillars. Having eyebrows is definitely a popular look right now. Okay? And I would not get an eyebrow tattoo in a fad of an eyebrow shape. I've done my eyebrows the same way since forever, and that's just the way it would go. And C Honda, some of your family has done it. Get ready for it to start off darker than desired. That is my exact worry, is looking like a weird Sharpie clown for the first couple weeks, right? And Crow, hey Crow, good to see you. You're trying to get your eyebrows done. It's way too complex. Crow, honestly, that's why I was asking about this, because I looked it up and I realized, oh, there is a lot more to this eyebrow thing than I had any idea. It is way too complex. There's so many different options. Yeah, I just don't know. And Mrs. Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday. I use Clinique eyebrow pencil, and now that I'm older, now that I'm older and can't see myself that well, the brows have never looked better. Exactly. Exactly. And Terry, you're very sweet, saying that I'm pretty with or without eyebrows, but the reality is, people should have eyebrows, right? And let's see here. And Pinnell, if I pluck one hair out of place, I get a gap in my eyebrow. Yeah, so you've got thin eyebrows just like I do. Mine basically, like, they start out, I have sparse hair here, and then it's like, oh, random hairs that just randomly go where an eyebrow should. But the last part of my eyebrows, like this whole part basically is just that's just a big makeup line. That is a big makeup line right there. This part is makeup over the hair. But this little outer part, yeah, that's just makeup. There's no hair there. You're also tempted to get a new hairstyle. I'm young enough to still change my look out of the blue, right? Yes. First off, you're always young enough to just change your look out of the blue. Hair will always grow back. And the fact of the matter is, I don't know how you're wearing your hair, but if you're wearing your hair the same way you did when you graduated from high school, you're probably aging yourself. Because if people can look at you and look at your hairstyle and just be like, oh, that's straight out of 1987, they get a good idea of how old you is, right? Now, I say this, by the way, as someone who has the exact same hairstyle that I had when I was a senior in high school. So, yeah. I'm not judging you if you have the same hairstyle as you did when you were in high school, because I do too. That being said, I have changed my hairstyle between now and high school, and then I just came back to my high school hairstyle because I'm lazy, and my high school hairstyle was just long, and it wasn't a style at all. And Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday, I don't know what women worry about aging for. Without my glasses on, I'm the best I've ever looked. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. And let's see here. Let's see here. Crow, I have had the same haircut since grade school. What does that say then? It says, It says that it says that you need to remember. Actually, you know what that does say? To me, that says you are ready for a change. If you think you're ready for a change, you are ready for a change. And the reality is, you're probably going to hate that change. You're going to think you want it, you're going to hate it. But the reality is, you tried it, which is awesome, and hair always grows back. Right? Hair always grows back. I had to, for various and assorted reasons, I had hair that was not quite this long, but almost long. But it was in really bad condition due to drug use and anorexia and all sorts of things. So I had to cut it off. I had to cut my hair super short. And my super short haircut was unflattering to my face. It was, I hated it, but it had to happen. I had to get rid of the psychic fat that was living off of my head, and I had to start anew. And so now, 5 years later, my hair is looking okay. And so I'm super thankful that I did that. And so, Crow, it says, according to Molly, you look old. No, I don't think that, not necessarily. It all depends. Seriously, if you've got mall bangs, then yeah, you look old. You know what mall bangs are, you remember? In the 80s, y'all, where you've got the bangs here, but then you've got the hairsprayed hair that, was all, let's see here, how do I, you've got, you teased well, first off, you had the bangs down here, and then you teased the other stuff up here, so you had like a wall of bangs. What am I doing? You know what I'm talking about? 1980s big hair. If you've got 1980s big hair, you do look old. You do. You're aging yourself. And many women of color do have to cut all their treated hair to go natural again. Oh, absolutely. Odd thing though was actually, my hair wasn't color treated. It was virgin hair, but it was just, damaged by lifestyle choices. It was just damaged by, we'll just leave it at damaged by lifestyle choices, shall we? Yeah. And let's see here. Yeah, and Darlene, you're totally right. If you feel like you're ready for a change, then definitely do it. And because it will grow back. And also, if you are afeared, Picola Tea has exactly the right answer, which is there's an app that should show you that there are apps that can show you what you'd look like in different hairstyles. Absolutely different hairstyles, different hair colors. So, yeah, I hear her saying that, calling me ancient, according to her. And eMusic saying, I've lost lots of hair from COVID, but it's been years now, so it's half grown back. Exactly, yeah, and when you get really sick, COVID or not, it doesn't matter. I mean, COVID definitely could do this, but when bodies get really sick, shedding hair is something that really happens, can happen for sure. And Crow, okay, ma'am, I've never lived in the 80s. I was born in the 90s, late 90s at that. Okay, well then, you might not be aging yourself as much as the hair metal band days hairstyle, because in the late 90s through the early 2000s, those hairstyles weren't necessarily as, I'm gonna say iconic, but in a bad way. I mean, because that hair metal band look was iconic, but not really in a good icon kind of way. And let's see here, Pussycat, you're a baby, not even 30 years old. I have socks older than you. Oh yeah, and hey you guys, speaking of socks, these are the socks that my cousin made for me on her Sock-O-Matic. I don't know if it really is a Sock-O-Matic, but look at these wonderful socks. And I have no doubt in my mind that people who know me are like, wow, why would you wear socks like that? Because they're cute. I love these socks. So, yeah, those are my socks. And let's see here, Picola T. This is so true for so many people. My hair was dark and silky straight most of my life. Then when the grays arrived, it got wavy. And these days, curly. To think of all the money that you spent on perms back in the day. Yeah, exactly, dude. It is amazing how grays... Because now here, Crow, you might not know this yet, but gray hairs, when they come in... Oh, girl, they got a different attitude towards life. They don't do what the other hairs did. They do what they want. They come in thicker. They come in wirier. They come in curlier. Oh, and not in the nice ringlet curls, just in a chaotic, bad hair day kind of way. Abso-flippin'-lutely, dude. The gray hair. So if you still have your regular non-gray hair, do a cut, do a change, because if you got the gray hairs in, dude, you don't even know what you're going to have to do something different with your hair probably once the gray hairs come in, because the gray hairs are going to have a whole different idea about what they want to do on your head. Because whatever your hairs are doing right now, my best guess is the gray hairs ain't going to do it. They will form a rebellion. And now most of you guys here are older enough that this is not an ordeal. But for those of you who are just now finding grays in your hair, pro tip, do not pluck them. It is very tempting. If you've got a stray gray here and there, oh no, I don't like the silver in my hair. I have to pluck that singular silver that only I notice because it's in my hair and I don't want the silver there. Yeah, don't do that. Because what happens is that hair's going to grow back. Only now the hair is going to be shorter than all your other hairs. And if you remember what I said about wiry, curly, gray hair that doesn't do what the other hair does, it'll stick out. When it grows out, it'll be like a 2-inch hair just sticking out the top of your head. When the rest of your hair is doing its business, looking all beautiful and sleekly, then one gray hair that's growing back, the one that you plucked because you thought you'd get rid of it, well, it's going to come back and it's just shorter. Bink! And it's just going to pop out of the rest of the hair all the time. So don't pluck your grays. What is this about a husband who makes socks? No, I don't know. I said my cousin. I would love to have a husband that made socks. I would be knee deep in socks. But no, my cousin made the socks. Because she has a machine that weaves in circles or something. Because there's it's kind of seamless, except for there's a seam at the toe. There's the seam at the toe. Is there a seam at the toe? Well, there's not even really a seam. It's a magic machine. It makes socks with no seams, basically. I don't understand how it works, but yeah, and then it makes a nice little edge like that. But it's a machine. If I had a husband who made socks, my puppets would not be naked. Exactly. And tweezing is pointless anyway. I'm 50% now. Resistance is futile there for sure. Oh yeah, on the things. But tweezing is not futile. Let me tell you, dude. I spend way more time than I care to admit with tweezers down here. Because boy howdy, Billy Goat is gonna grow them chinny hairs on my chinny chin. I am a Billy Goat if I don't take the tweezers to my chin. And let's see here. You have to shave for your job, so I look so young, looking like I'm 15 at 25. Oh, okay. Well, Crow, seriously though, yeah, you should definitely go get your hair did. Go get look on the YouTubes, find all those little hairstyling reels with the dudes or the chicks at the barber or the salon. I'm going to assume that you might go to a barber, what with you talking about shaving, but then again, I've shaved before too, and it is nice to shave. In my age, my thick wavy red hair, now white, thinner hair, doesn't hold a curl at all anymore. It's a mind of its own, precisely a mind of its own. And let's see here, female chin hair is more common than many realize and can be a normal part of aging, genetics, or hormonal fluctuations. While a few stray hairs are typical, for the most part, sudden or excessive growth may indicate an underlying condition. That is true, actually. If you are a woman of any age, but especially on the younger side, and have a bunch of chin hair, that is a sign of polycystic ovary disease, or is it ovary syndrome? Cysts on your ovaries. That's what it's a sign of. So you definitely want to get that looked into. My Billy Goat's gruff didn't start growing in until I started to go through perimenopause. So mine is definitely age-related and hormonally appropriate for my 52 years. Syndrome, thank you, eMusic. Definitely age-appropriate for my 52 years. And I don't have the polycystic ovary syndrome. But I do have a friend who does. And oh my God, dude, she has so much hair on her chinny chin chin that she needs to shave it. There's no such thing as plucking that. I mean, it is a full-on man's beard. And let's see here. Yes, polycystic ovary syndrome affects about 1 in 10 women and is linked to elevated androgens, hence the hair on the chinny chin chin, leading to symptoms like acne, weight gain, and excessive facial hair, including on the chin. Exactly it. And Pussycat, your son is making $75K a year. Nice. Just bought a house in North Carolina. Even better. Cool. And okay, you'll probably do around August or September. I'm letting it grow out so I have enough to actually curl it. Awesome. That is super cool. And let's see here. Pussycat, though, bragging about his son, who he's so proud of his son, and rightfully so, because he's on his 3rd year on the NASCAR circuit. He went to the NASCAR Technical Institute and graduated with honors. Now, before everybody's like, oh my God, is he gonna drive fast? Oh, I'm sure his son drives fast, but he's not a NASCAR racer. He's the one who makes sure the NASCAR racers, their cars are in working order. And you are a he. Okay, I figured as much, but I just couldn't. Honestly, I feel like we've had this conversation before and I couldn't remember, or else I just plain didn't know. But thank you, Crow, for clarifying. And you don't think he'll be able to make it to the races this year, even though he's going. That's a bummer, Puzzy. But you just don't say you can't until you can't. It might not be foreseeable right now, but you know what you can do, and eventually you might be able to realize, hey, you know what? I do feel good enough I can go there next week. Right now you don't. But don't say you can't or won't. Not till later. And I'm a he, yes, but I was correcting my previous statement to say that her worked for and meant he worked for. Oh, okay, whoops. So confused. Much confused. And Puzzy Kitten makes the Ohana proud. Exactly. He's on the pit crew this year. Yeah, god dang it, dude. That must be so frustrating to not be able to go visit him, which is why I say don't say you can't, just say you might not be able to, because I think that we all want you to be there. And eMusic coming in with reality. I have been watching the clock, except for 10 minutes I have not, and it is bottom of the hour, or half, it's 6:30 in my neck of the woods. It's time to shut the heck up, man. So I'm going to thank you guys so much for hanging out when I really had nothing to talk about, but we managed to do it. So thank you guys for coming to the table with topics at hand. Hopefully we will see each other next Saturday, 6 p.m. West Coast time at Map Statter. Oh, let's do this again more. Map Statter. There, that was a good pop. Map Statter on Twitch for our Saturday cinema, which is going to be a very, very simple movie called Grease. Hopefully you all know the songs and we can all sing along. It is not a heavy movie at all. So continue to hopefully have yourselves a wonderful week. We will see each other hopefully on Saturday. And if not Saturday, we'll see each other on Sunday, 5 p.m. And have you missed the Spam Fruitcake updates? No, Mad Batter, that's right. No, there have been no Spam Fruitcake updates as of yet because I ran out of Captain Morgan's spiced rum. And so I need to get more of that. And I have, I guess I shouldn't be admitting this, but since it's so far removed, I have a friend who has a friend who's ordering a bunch of booze from California. And as long as we order $350 worth of booze, it gets shipped up to Washington with no shipping charges. And the thing is with our excise taxes here in the state of Washington, a bottle of booze that costs $33 in California costs $60 up here. So it's way cheaper to buy your booze in California. So basically, we're bootlegging a bunch of booze from California up to the state of Washington. So once that gets here, I will be able to do more Spam Fruitcakes. All right, there you have it, Rabbit. And so until we see each other on Saturday, hopefully all y'all will have power on Saturday. Hopefully you will be warm and cozy on Saturday. And hopefully we will see each other on Saturday. Thank you, mods, and thank you, everybody, and thank you for subbing, following, and biddying today, you guys. All right. See each other soon. Take care.